The News at 4 begins with breaking news at the White House. A scheduled news conference between Donald Trump and Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelenskyy canceled after a heated discussion between the two in the Oval Office. About 4 hours ago, the two leaders met to discuss an end to Russia's war in Ukraine and a rare earth minerals deal between the U.S. and the war-torn country. Thanks for joining us on the News at 4. I'm Larry Miller.
And I'm Simone D'Alba. This afternoon, the two leaders were expected to sign an agreement giving the U.S. access to the country's rare minerals, which is something Trump wants as payback for billions spent in military aid. But instead, we watched this conversation take a very different turn. About 3 hours ago, President Trump posted on social media about Zelenskyy, saying in part, quote, he disrespected the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he's ready for peace.
Let's listen to some of the key moments from that tense conversation.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
Less. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful. You're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
Remarkable.
Wow.
Remarkable, right? It was a shocking, consequential meeting that's going to be analyzed for months, years to come. After Zelenskyy was kicked out of the White House, the Ukrainian president posted to social media thanking America, the president, Congress for the support, saying that Ukraine just needs just and lasting peace.
Yeah, well, it's important to clarify what happened in that Oval Office shouting match. As President Zelenskyy was outlining examples of Russia breaking ceasefire deals over the years and wanting more American guarantees, Vice President Vance said that Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy was not being thankful enough.
That's when the talks quickly devolved. They broke down. That's what you were watching. Both President Trump and the vice president shouting at Zelenskyy, saying that if it wasn't for the United States, Ukraine would have been overtaken by Russia. At one point, President Trump alleged that President Obama only gave Ukraine blankets while Trump gave them missiles, but that's not quite true. While President Obama was reluctant to send lethal weapons, we know the administration did provide military equipment along with medical supplies.
Yeah, Vice President Vance at one point also alleged that Zelenskyy campaigned for Democrats in Pennsylvania last year, but that also is not true. Zelenskyy visited an ammunition factory to thank them for the aid that they've been sending to his war-torn country.
As we continue to stay on top of this Oval Office meeting and the fallout from it on the Russian invasion, you can count on WUSA 9 for the very latest. For updates anytime, download the WUSA 9 app on your phone. You can watch it for free on WUSA 9 Plus streaming app.